The baby. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. They took her baby from her. I'm nosy as hell. Oh my God.
If you try to count the blessings of Allah, you won't be able to count it, right? There's blessings that we know of. There are blessings that we're totally aloof to and we're totally unaware of. All of those blessings are from Allah. وَمَا بِكُم مِّن نِعْمَةٍ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ. Whatever ni'mah, whatever blessing you have, it is from Allah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to assist us and to aid us to be from those who are thankful to Him and remember Him, and make us from those who are in practice people of thankfulness.
Yo! Salatu wasalam, about in the name of the Lord, peace and blessing, Allah be upon this last and family, the messenger, family, friends, foes, haters, and hate us. Welcome back to the Feachaz. I greet you all in peace and love with no hatred in my heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So before we begin, please like, please subscribe, and please share. As you know, we got a hella haters up in this house. We got haters up in here. Where my haters at? My haters, some of my haters in the you know, the haters, they be watching this, right? You know that, right? They be watching the Feachaz. They hate watching the Feachaz all the time, you know, and they even running back to their channels, repeating what we say word for word. But we got you know, this subject right here, family, with the economic collapse. I could not, okay, I could not underestimate or understate rather the seriousness of what's going on right now. It's impossible to do it. Okay. It's absolutely impossible to do it. Okay. So, at any rate, the news has been spiraling, you know, all over the place, like out of control pretty much. And it's not even February, it was this 4th he said he was going to put in the tariffs. 3rd rather. Right, it's not even February the 3rd yet. Okay. It's not Monday yet. And we got all kinds of crazy news. And any one of these stories really would cause the stock markets to go in an absolute tailspin tomorrow. Which, of course, is going to happen. You are not escaping this. This is a controlled demolition of North American markets. And I don't even know where to begin, but y'all can't hear me? Number 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Number 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Number 2 if you can't. Number 1 if you can't. Okay. But anyways, family. Okay, y'all can hear me. So Tuesday it starts. Yeah, that is correct. Oh my ear. 1 second, y'all. Okay. So anyways. Where was I, y'all? If you are on Facebook, I think, okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, here we go. All right, so looky here, family. Yesterday we talked about how yesterday's advice for black folk is today's advice for black folk, but it's on steroids. Like, you don't have any more time now. Either you're going to get with the program or you're going to get crushed by the program of the enemies. They don't need a majority to rule. They don't even need competence or intelligence or any of that stuff to rule. They have control of the government. They have control of the FBI. They have control of social media conglomerates, huge social media conglomerates like X and Google, and they have control of Amazon. Okay. So they don't need intelligence. They can carry out their program, Agenda 2025, without your permission. And they're not even looking for permission. The lawlessness of these folks is, I mean, we already knew these folks were lawless, but if we were to go rob a bank at gunpoint, we would all be, arrested. We would expect to get arrested and thrown in jail or whatnot. And these folks are getting ready to rob the entire U.S. Treasury, like blind. Like they run, and they're doing it in broad daylight. And if you think that all of your division and the unnecessary argumentation and all of this stuff is going to get you out of it, you are sadly mistaken. The devil is who the devil is. And many of folk have been following the devil simply because the devil had appealed to their most base, dubious desires, especially the racist, especially these white supremacists. And they ain't about to be left out either. So let us get into some of these stories. Like, subscribe, share, hit me up on Patreon. And mind you, this is the day before the fall. The fall is absolutely coming. It ain't gonna be no weeks, no months, no years. It's coming tomorrow. Okay. We've been, if you're Mom at Day Ones, they know anyways. We've been predicting this with accuracy for years now. We've been saying this for years. And it's not that the Feachaz is whatchamacallit. It's not that the Feachaz is, has a crystal ball or anything like that. No, it's because, to be quite honest, I'm very interested in geopolitics. I listen to quite a few economists and scholars and whatnot. Me anyways. I read books. I even show them some of the books I showed y'all anyways. And the time has come for this blow up, this economic collapse. So let us, 1 second, fam. Let me just pull up this one article here. Let us start. So let us go. Which one we're going to start with here? We're going to start with this one with China. Okay. We'll start with China, okay? Now, this one is crazy because this one shows a lot of poise and tact with the Chinese. Okay, so we'll just share it up here. So, this from The Hill. It says China to file lawsuit with the World Trade Organization, vows countermeasures in response to Trump's tariffs. So if y'all missed it, we've seen that, over here up north and with Justin Trudeau, he had, under the advisement of course, of the provincial premiers and things of that nature, the government, they are doing targeted tariffs against the US. They're essentially, long story short, they're targeting red states. So we'll probably pull that article up as well. Okay. They're targeting red states in order to put pressure on red states to, put pressure on Donald Trump. Right. Which is, and I mean, it is tactical. It is tactical, but you're just making the assumption that the US is operating under this left-right paradigm, and the left-right paradigm is officially dead. There is no more left-right paradigm anymore. Okay, that's done. Okay, and as long as you're thinking in terms of Republicans and Democrats and like this, those days are long gone. But I digress. Well, I wouldn't say long gone. They've been gone since the beginning of this year. Okay, it's not that long, but they gone. They finished. You ain't going back to that. You are not going back to the good old days of Republicans and Democrats and all that kind of stuff. That ain't about to happen. Okay, but I digress. Over here, we have China to file lawsuit with the WTO. Okay. China's Ministry of Commerce said it would file a legal case against the United States at the World Trade Organization in response to President Trump's decision Saturday to impose 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. In a statement, the ministry spokesperson vowed to further countermeasures against the United States, but did not specify what steps it would take. The unilateral, and they are unilateral. Okay, they are in fact unilateral. Okay, tariff increased by the United States seriously violates WTO rules. The statement translated into English read, "It is not only unhelpful in solving its own problems, but also undermines normal economic trade cooperation between China and the United States." Now, this is just a given. This is just a given. But this is my own personal opinion in why China is actually doing this. Because they could have just responded the way that everybody else responded with counter tariffs. But they went this route. And why do I think they went this route? The reason why I think, my personal opinion, that they went this route is because if you notice, these post-World War II organizations that were set up to plunder the resources of, the darkest skinned people of the world, such as the WTO, for example, such as the IMF, International Monetary Fund, such as the World Bank, such as the UN, all of these groups have been put on full display over the last year or so, and have been shown to be completely and totally impotent in having any effect in global affairs because of the United States. Case in point, Palestine. Okay? Case in point, Palestine. What's going on in Palestine? We've seen Benjamin Netanyahu being issued an arrest warrant by the international courts. Okay, there's an arrest warrant for his arrest. Okay, which means all the countries that are participating in the international court system, they are obliged now to carry out this arrest warrant against Benjamin Netanyahu. And what we have witnessed is Benjamin Netanyahu visiting the United States, visiting Poland, and we've seen Israel operate, well, obviously, it's very clear, operating with complete and total impunity in Palestine with the full backing and support of the United States. So what does all of this have to do with China filing this lawsuit against the WTO? This is my opinion, okay? My opinion is the reason why they are doing this is because they want to show or take the WTO to task and go through the regular measures of putting a very, like, it's pretty much a slam dunk case. There's so much evidence that, you know, like what Donald Trump is doing is unilateral, right? I mean, we don't even have to argue that. Okay. But once they do follow this measure, right, and the what you call it, the World Trade Organization's issues a ruling, and once this new faction, this new fascist government you have in the United States, basically spits in the face of the WTO, they are going to start their own WTO. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay. This is just a precursor to that. Now, the United States is no longer the leading economic superpower in the world. This is not a thing anymore. Okay. Right. The leading economic superpower right now, it happens to be China. And we've seen, I want to say, if somebody can look this up for me, but I'm pretty sure there's over 100 countries right now that have signed on to this BRICS. So the BRICS is essentially the Eastern answer to what Europeans are doing at the UN and the G7 and these type of things. Okay, that's their answer. Okay, so, and also China owns the second most amount of US debt after Japan. They used to own the most. Now that it's the second most. Okay. Now it's the second most. And we mentioned before that all China has to do, if they really want to cause like a mass destruction to the US, all they have to do is default on US loans. That's all they have to do. Say that you guys can't pay this back anymore. That will tank the US dollar, make it worthless. It will be like toilet paper. But it would also cause, obviously, it would cause global, it would affect the markets globally, right? But what I believe is that this is a precursor for them to start their own type of WTO with the organizing countries of the BRICS nations. This is a precursor to that. This is a precursor to an global South version of the UN. Okay. This is what that is. Every move that Donald Trump has done, or well, you can't really say Donald Trump. You have to call it what it is, because Donald Trump is not necessarily making these moves unilateral. He is doing them unilaterally. Yes, he is, but he's doing it through whoever is organizing the the Agenda 2025. Those folks who are the think between the Agenda 2025. He's just signing off on everything that they say. Okay. He's like the front man, okay? Incredibly corrupt. So when this time around, when Trump announced these tariffs, for those of y'all who don't know, what all China did was to get around the tariffs. They started, going to the opening up their companies in different countries, like the countries are. I can't remember which countries they were, right? But essentially started trading with these other countries and sending their products from those countries to the US. Okay. But again, I do believe that the whole goal behind the Agenda 2025 is to actually isolate the US. Because the folks that are running behind Agenda 25, they're not nationalist. Okay, they're not like patriots per se. They are fascist, they are white supremacists, but they have no loyalty to what you consider the American populace or American people, right? But I digress. Let's keep reading this article, y'all. Okay, where are we here? China will file a lawsuit with the WTO for the wrong practices of the United States and will take corresponding countermeasures and to firmly safeguard its own rights and interests, as the statement continued. On Saturday, Trump made good on a long-standing campaign promise to impose 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian goods and 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. The White House spokesperson said opposing the tariffs hold these countries accountable to stopping illegal immigration, the flow of dangerous drugs like fentanyl. And we talked about the fentanyl yesterday, anyways, right? We talked about that these folks, these are, these guys are like, they made, I mean, selling drugs is part and parcel with U.S. economic policy. Okay, the war on drugs had nothing to do with being a war on drugs. It's a war on the black community. You had the Iran Contra affair, in which uh, the U.S. government sent tons and tons and tons of crack into black communities in order to fund uh, fighting in Nicaragua against the Contras in Nicaragua. Okay, and we talked about this many times, anyways, but I digress. I mean, this is something that you're talking about some really wicked, evil people. So when the collapse happens, and it's happening, they're really not going to get much assistance from anybody in the world or sympathy rather, because the global South are definitely not coming to their rescue. They've bombed out so many countries in the global South, it's ridiculous. They've taken millions and millions of lives across the world. I mean, Indonesia, almost 1 million to fight communism. Vietnam, I believe it's like 500,000 or 600,000 to fight communism. The Iraq War, 1 million starved to death, men, women, and children. You have Afghanistan. You have, I mean, it's too much to count. Haiti, what's going on in Haiti right now? Ain't nobody coming to help Americans out. Nobody, right? And I'm pretty sure these folks, they understand that, and that's pretty much the results that they're going for. Because again, you're talking about globalists. You're talking about globalists. So, at any rate, let's keep going now. So, brother Jandra, he goes, Salaam Alaikum, brother Bilal. I'm moving to Canada. Need hosting. Come. As a matter of fact, I strongly advise. I mean, the collapse is going to happen here as well. Don't get me wrong. But it's not going to be on the level as good. It's not going to. We're going to feel pain, a lot of pain in Canada, but nothing like what's going to happen in the U.S. Okay, we're going to have a lot of pain here. I do believe that Canada will be broken up as well, right? Like You better come while you can. While you better get in while you can. That's all I'm saying. Get in while you can. Okay, let's read another one, y'all. 1 second, family. Let me just share another one. Let me just close this one down. Okay, so that's about China. Okay. Now, this one came out today. We alluded to something this yesterday, but this made it official. So this alone, just this alone, will cause the U.S. Stock market to crash tomorrow. Okay, 1 second here. Let me just pull it up, y'all. Just this only. Musk team given access to sensitive federal payment system. You can't make this crap up. You cannot make this crap up. I mean, this is cartoonishly corrupt. Now, ironically enough, you still have some folks all over social media defending this stuff, which is why we said you don't even have to argue anymore because it's so plain. Like the corruption is so comical that trying to reason with folks like this is futile. Okay, so let's read this, y'all. The Trump administration has given Elon Musk deputies access to the federal payment system that controls the flow of trillions of dollars in government funds. Every year, U.S. media reports. Did y'all catch that? I'm going to repeat that one again. Okay. The Trump administration has given Elon Musk deputies access to the federal payment system that controls the flow of trillions of dollars in government funds every year, U.S. media report. Reports suggest that members of Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency, that's Doge, you can't make this stuff up. Okay. Which is not a government department, but a team within the administration, have been granted access to sensitive personal information of millions of Americans. If you didn't know, now you know. If you are an American, Elon Musk has you. Would y'all have Social Security? We over here we have SIN, Social Insurance. I think you guys in the States have Social Security, right? Elon Musk got it. Okay. Elon Musk got everything. He has all your stuff. Okay. 2 officials in the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, were reportedly placed on leave after a standoff with Doge members over access. Not a fan of USAID, but imagine Elon Musk in charge of that. Okay. The White House and the Treasury Department did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Just days after President Trump announced its launch, Doge has fanned out to a number of U.S. government agencies with the stated mission of slashing federal spending. You cannot make this stuff up. If you wrote this in a book, nobody would believe you. Nobody would think that this could be possibly be real. Elon Musk is just a dude. He's just a dude. He's not a government official. He wasn't elected by anybody. Those efforts appear to be causing turmoil within the agencies like Treasury Department and you can't make this the Treasury Department and USA, which Tesla boss has repeatedly attacked on social media. On X, the social media platform he owns, the billionaire called USAID evil and claimed that the Treasury employees are breaking the law every hour of every day. Who wants Elon Musk in charge of the Treasury Department, family? Let's take a poll right here, right now. Number one, if you want Elon Musk in charge of the Treasury Department, and number two, if you don't. Number one, if you want him in charge, and number two, if you do not. And if your mind is blown by this news, just give me the mind blown emoji, okay? Let's take the poll right now, family. The newspaper said that Mr. Liebrick has strong resisted allowing Musk lieutenants into the department's payment system, which sends out money on behalf of the entire federal government. I'm seeing twos pop up in the chat, family. I'm seeing two. That's what I'm just saying. Elon Musk in charge of the Treasury Department. I'm a two as well. Somebody put a two for me as well. Somebody. Okay. And somebody put the mind blown emoji for me in the chat as well, please. This is absolute insanity. But again, this is why we said Sacrifice says free Teslas for everybody. Yeah, free Teslas for everybody. But your loaves of bread will cost you $10,563 per slice. Yeah, man, this is some crazy times, man. Now, John, he says, let him in to F up this joint because that's what they desire. This is crazy, man. Now look. If you look at the Teslas in general, Teslas in terms of a product, they're actually a very terrible product. Yeah, I'm not just saying that because of hate to Elon Musk or anything. Like anybody can look this up. They're always blowing up, lighting on fire. It takes you about 3 years or so to. I think it's still. I think they shortened it down. But when it first started, it will take you like 3 years to get a single. When you purchase your vehicle, you have to purchase it online and whatever. But I think they kind of cut that down. Or maybe it takes like 7 months now to get a Tesla, right? But I digress. Canada has announced that they're going to put 100% tariffs on Tesla. right? But Elon Musk, I mean, it might hurt Elon Musk. It'll hurt him. Yeah, it will hurt those 100% tariffs. However, that's not how he makes his money. You got to remember, Elon Musk did not create Tesla. Okay, that was never his idea. It was created by two guys. I can't remember the name. Somebody can look it up and put it on the chat. Right. And he stole Tesla. Okay. And then he put his name on as the founder. Okay. Elon Musk was a billionaire before Tesla. Elon Musk is an apartheid emerald mine baby. Okay. So if he loses Tesla today, he's still going to be a billionaire. You get me? However, Tesla in itself, the way that he positioned Tesla is not as a typical business. He put himself as the face of Tesla, and pretty much made himself somewhat of a pop icon behind innovation. So he positioned himself like that and put the personality of Elon Musk behind his products, and people kind of just went for it. You get me? But he never built anything. He never designed anything. You get me? So all of his ideas, he figures out a way to get government funding to fund these projects, and he makes his money off of the government funding, not so much out of the sales. So when he invested in the election of Donald Trump, and I think he spent how much he spent, 220 million on his campaign. When Donald Trump won, Tesla stock, I can't. Somebody can put in the chat how much they went, but it went up. He basically made billions, okay, off of that investment. That's how he makes his money. You get it? That's how he makes his money. He don't make his money from selling crappy cars. Okay. Even though Tesla, out of the entire EV market, they do kind of they have at least in the West, he has kind of control of the EV market in the West. That's because of his government contracts. But in the rest of the world, it has nothing to do with these American vehicles. It's all Chinese. What's the Chinese company called again? It's a GIT. I can't remember. But everywhere else in the world where you go, people are buying Chinese vehicles, except for the US and Canada. Except for the US, and you know why? And except for Canada, because Canada and America, largest trading partner. We got to support our largest trading partner. You get it? But anyways, where was I now? I just lost my train of thought. 1 second, family. Keep reading, y'all. And Michael, he says Elon made his first big money with PayPal. Great point. Okay, so now, where are we here? To put it bluntly, these payment systems simply cannot fail, and any politically motivated meddling in them risks severe damage to our country and the economy, U.S. Senator Ron Wyden, the Democrat from Oregon, wrote in a letter to Bisson. I'm concerned that mismanagement of these payment systems could threaten the full faith of the credit of the United States, he wrote. Well, you don't say. Musk allies are also causing turbulence at the U.S. aid, which distributes billions in aid around the world. The agency's website has not worked since Saturday, and its X account appeared to be been deactivated. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make the stuff up. The Trump administration reportedly placed 2 senior security officials on administrative leave after they resisted the Doge team members who arrived at the agency seeking access to the agency facility, or the SCIF, as the Washington Post reported on Sunday. Such facilities are used to store and share highly classified information and are often highly restricted. Well, you don't say. Well, Elon Musk got access to that now. Surprise. Surprise. Black Anarchic reacts, says American hair plan my Brexit as we speak. Moving to Kenya, inshallah. Trying to do it within four months at the very latest, because the whole Octavia Butler novel down here. Well, I do not blame you. In Kenya right now is a little bit hot. It's a little bit volatile right now in Kenya. Right, they're having some issues there. But I would still pick Kenya over the U.S. Actually, anywhere over the U.S. right now. Not anywhere. Not Palestine. Not Yemen or these type of places. Right, but Africa is definitely looking good. Africa is absolutely looking good. Places like Namibia, or even Ghana, Gambia, Uganda, Tanzania. Yeah, and Sister Tika makes a great point. She says, I don't fly through America. Okay. Since we're talking about flying and planes coming down everywhere, let me just show you this article, okay? One second, family. Now, let's have a look at this. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all seen this. If you haven't, we're just gonna show you one more again. 1 second, okay? Okay. The tragic air collision revealed Trump's rancid, irredeemable character once again. Okay. Outrages of Donald Trump's rancid character topple over each other so rapidly and in such volume that they can no longer become banal. His violence and unremarked upon his rottenness unworthy of further commentary. Trump's offensiveness is an unspoken assumption. Rules and norms exist for him to break. More he is rewarded. This is a fact. Meta, after discarding monitoring of hateful contact and disinformation on Facebook, is paying him $25 million in tribute to settle his lawsuit against it for having banned him after his attempted coup on January 6th on his potential instances of violence and threats of public safety. So they just essentially they kiss in the ring. Okay, all is forgiven if not forgotten. There are no gates. There are no gatekeepers. Let the bad times roll. But Trump crashed through a new boundary after an army helicopter collided with an airliner about to land at Washington Reagan's National Airport on the 29th of January, with the loss of 67 lives, while police and firefighters still recovering bodies in the Atomic River. Before any report of National Transportation Safety Board and evidence was fully gathered, Trump went on TV to spew blame against enemies within and to deflect responsibility. The Federal Aviation Authority Administration, Michael Whitaker, serving a 5-year term that was supposed to end in 2028, was forced out by Elon Musk. This is the point I wanted to get to. Okay. So the FAA, like the leader of the FAA, Michael Whitaker, right? He has a term he's supposed to complete. Supposed to be out in 2028. He was forced out by Elon Musk. On 24th September of last year, the FAA fined Musk's SpaceX company $633,000 for launching rockets without a permit. And probably some of y'all seen Elon Musk, because it went viral, his rocket ships blowing up over the Caribbean and stuff. Okay, they just blowing up everywhere, just like his cars. Okay, but I digress. Let's keep watching, y'all. I think safety is in the public interest, and that's our primary focus. Whitaker testified at the House Transportation Committee. The administrative position was vacant at the time of the crash. Anybody who gives importance to crashing rockets trying to go to Mars is not really concerned about people on Earth. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. And SpaceX is one of those companies that, again, because we already told you that Elon Musk, he loves himself some government contracts. That's another thing that gives him government contract. SpaceX, Tesla, these type of things. Okay, but anyways, let's just keep reading, y'all. The day after Trump's inauguration, he not only fired the members of the Aviation Security Advisory Committee, created in 1989 after a terrorist bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 that exploded over Lockerbie in Scotland, but also eliminated the committee entirely. It had recently proposed new regulations for airline safety. So, what does Donald Trump say was the cause of this accident? Could it somehow be related to the firing of FAA members? The Federal Aviation Authority members? I don't know. Let's see. The morning after the crash, Trump warned to his blaming exercise, expanding his targets as he went on. He began blaming the policy to hire disabled people, okay, as air traffic controllers, saying they suffered, among other disabilities, from severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism. Like, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. This is why we're saying that the lies are comical now. It's not even a point of debating folks like this. Okay. The policy, in fact, was in effect during his previous administration. Then he blamed the FAA's diversity inclusion hiring plan, which he falsely claimed was responsible for hiring disabled people. They have been hired under the Americans of Disabilities Act 1990, a signature achievement of George H.W. Bush. Okay. Trump jumped to attack the former transport secretary Pete Buttigieg as a disaster. Okay. As a disaster. Family, if there are whatchamacallit, trolls in the chat, just get rid of them, please, because we're not about to do that today. Okay. We ain't about to do that. Okay. No warning. Any trolls, just get rid of them right away. Throwing in Trump jumped at the attack to former transport secretary Pete Buttigieg as a disaster, throwing in an obscenity. He just got a good line of BS to Trump, and he's run it right into the ground with his diversity. So I had to say that it's terrible. Okay. Trump next turned to the great replacement theory. This is crazy, man. As his overreaching explanation, somehow he claimed the presence of non-white people. Of non-white people as a reason for the crash. It's a group within FFA. Is a group within the FFA another story determined that the workforce was too white, that they had to consider efforts to get the information to change, and that's the change immediately. This was in the Obama administration just prior to my getting there. Well, y'all about to find out. Y'all about to find out about the superior white race real soon. We are about to find out how superior white folks are. They kicking out the Hispanics. In case you missed it in the beginning, we're going to show y'all what they doing. Let me show y'all one more again.
The baby. Oh, shit. Oh.
Put your hands behind your back.
As they do.
Oh my God. They took her baby from her.
All over the world. And now it's on camera.
I'm nosy as hell. Oh my God.
They doing it in Denmark, by the way. As we speak. Doing it everywhere. South Africa, like everywhere that these folks do. And they have no shame doing it on camera. Okay. And of course, we know about Palestine, doing it in Palestine. These demons. Okay, well, they kicking out the Hispanics now. And on top of that, the superior race, you know, the epitome of human perfection. These epitome of human perfection are telling the other folks from their community that they can't do the jobs that they were promised, so they're about to give it to Indians. Them folks. White supremacy is hurting today. Somebody get these crackers some cheese, family. Somebody get these crackers some peak friends and stuff like that, man. Y'all about to find out. You're gonna find out real soon. Like tomorrow soon. Okay. So ask Faisal. He put in very important information. Tokyo market sessions open immediately, 30 to 40% crashes in crypto market, and around 2 billion liquidations in the last 24 hours. Japan is one of the G7 nations. Okay. Ally of the United States. So if that's happening to Japan, you just imagine what's going to happen here tomorrow and in Canada. tomorrow in the US and Canada. Just you ain't seen nothing yet. Just keep watching, yo. He had one of the first acts was to fire and suspend some of the key personnel who helped keep our skies safe. Time for the president to show some actual leadership and explain what he will do to prevent this from happening again. You're not going to prevent none from happening again. Okay? This is the new America. Okay? The new America. Same as the old America. Remember all of that racism y'all was saying that it didn't exist? Remember y'all, where are those YouTubian dieties to talk about CRT today? Where are they? And let me tell y'all something, okay? When the Muslims for Trump, when they started getting deported and their visas rejected and all kind of stuff, I'm just gonna be out here, you know, with my entire paycheck spent on a single Starbucks coffee, guilt-free. Okay. Talking about, excuse me, do you have any gray poupon? That's what I'm gonna be saying over here. Excuse me, sir, but do you have any gray poupon? Because we punished Kamala, right? That's what we did. We punished Kamala. Congratulations. Yeah, one of the first acts was to fire and suspend some of the key. Okay, we already read that. Presidents perform more than executive functions within the federal government. They and they alone can act as an emotional, empathetic voice of the nation during unexpected tragic events. They can grieve and console. They can express humility and demonstrate grace. They can serve as models of stoic behavior, articulate vows and uphold standards, and summon the spirits of national unity. Look here. When when your whole ideology is based on demonic hatred, civil discourse is something that you are not interested in. Okay? You're not interested in civility. You're not interested in, dialogue or diplomacy. You are interested in destroying that which you hate. This has been the method since Adam and Iblis. What did Adam do to Iblis to make Iblis hate Adam so much? Somebody put it in the chat, please. Where are my intelligent black folks? What did Adam do to Iblis to make Iblis hate Adam so much? What was it? Dogecoin is down 25%. What you really wanted to see is the whatchamacallit. You really want to look at the US dollar compared to other currencies. That's what you really want to look at. I suspect some other crypto will actually rise, because folks are going to be looking for things to protect their wealth. They understand now that you cannot protect your wealth by saving money. That is a losing strategy. So they'll begin looking for other things, other ways to protect their wealth. What did Adam do to Iblis to make Iblis hate him so much? Sister Tika right now, she got the closest he was created. That's the closest to the answer. That's the closest so far. But what did he do? What was Adam doing to make Iblis hate him? Where are my intelligent black folks at? Adam not being a fire. Created. What did he do? What was the thing that he did? What was it, family? Let me rephrase the question, okay? Did Adam actually do anything, okay, to make Iblis hate him? Yes or no? Did Adam actually do anything to Iblis to make Iblis hate him? Yes or no? No, exactly. Exactly. So Adam did nothing, okay? There's nothing that Adam did that caused Iblis to hate him, correct? Adam just showed up. Adam showed up and Iblis hated him. Black folks, what did you do to cause these crackers, these Arab supremacists, these Hindus? What did you do to cause them to hate you so much? Did you do anything? Did you do anything to white folks to cause them to hate you so much? They got to make sure to put into law, into legislation, that it's illegal for you to read. It is illegal for you to own. It is illegal for you to get educated. They build conditions to ensure that you in a perpetual state of incarceration and uneducated. And then they turn around and say it's because you're black. They build these conditions. They make the laws. They do all of this stuff. Did you ask for a crack epidemic? Were you going to Colombia with your planes that you own into Colombia, buying up all this crack from Colombia and Nicaragua and all these other places, Mexico? Did you do that? And then fly these planes all the way back into your communities and sell crack in your communities? Or was that the CIA? Were they the ones doing that? And then they turn around and blame you. So the same thing here. You're not talking about folks who are looking for rational you're not talking about folks who are looking for rational explanations to anything. They have decided they are going to war. You haven't figured out you at war yet. You get it? TL says, I think you're right. The crypto market's trading value is up 200% within 24 hours. I know I'm right. Yes, of course, because people are not trying to lose their wealth. So they will put their dollars into crypto. That's what they will do. So Dogecoin might be down because Dogecoin is a meme coin, but Bitcoin and Ethereum actually have uses for them. So people will put their money into those. You do not have to do anything to anybody for people to hate you. You have to understand that. If you're black, as much as you don't hate people, I've never in my entire life, even seen or even heard of a black person waking up one day talking about, I hate these folks. Why do you hate them? Because they exist. That's not a thing. That's something that other folks put on you. Bitcoin did good with only a 10% loss. Altcoins down. Altcoins down 40%. Yeah, I believe that the meme coins will definitely go down. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow morning. If I have to guess, Bitcoin and Ethereum will definitely go up. If I had to guess. Right, but we will see. I don't think anybody's going to try to hold on to US dollars anymore, to be honest. Right? And black people definitely don't hold on to your US dollars. If you have money saved, spend it. I don't mean spend it on nothing though. I mean like put it into something. You know what I mean? Don't just keep the cash. Just put it into like gold, silver, put it into whatchamacallit. Something tangible that you can hold on to your wealth with. Gold, silver, maybe Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum. I don't know. I'm not like a financial expert here, but for me, I'm not. But I personally, I do keep my money like if I have saves, I put it in stocks. I don't like really try to hold on to cash like that. But even still, if you have like auto stocks, I would say short sell those. Probably energy stocks, maybe you want to short sell those as well because the automobile market in the West anyways is going to I feel like you're not going to have any more automobile market in the West. It's going to totally crash. That's my feeling. But I'm just saying. I could be totally wrong. Like I said, I'm not a financial expert. But what I do know is that the stock market for sure going to crash. Okay. This is what I do know. Okay, family. So I think that's all we're going to do right now, man. It's after 10. I want to go to sleep. Right. So make sure you like, subscribe, share. Hit me up on Patreon, family. Support the channel. And we're going to keep you updated tomorrow. Inshallah, I'm going to try to come on live earlier tomorrow, right? So that we can keep an eye on this thing, inshallah. All right. And subhanallah, hamdik wa shahada la ant wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. And free the land, beloved. Free the land, free the land, free the land. And we'll see you tomorrow, inshallah.